Happy 2021. So today I am going to attempt some entertainment for you. We are going to attempt to make dolmas or dolmadakia. Stuffed grape leaves. They're fairly traditional Greek and Middle Eastern food. One of my favorites. I absolutely love them. I could just gorge myself on these. So we're gonna make our own. So to do this, you are going to need a jar. This is a 16-ounce jar of vine leaves in brine. And then you need the rest of this stuff here. This is a small onion, minced, 10 tablespoons of a medium grain rice. This is brown basmati rice that we got today, actually. 25 grams of pine nuts. This is 7 tablespoons of olive oil, a handful of parsley chopped, a handful of dill chopped, the zest and juice of 1 lemon, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, cornstarch. It's apparently the same thing. And that's what you need to get started. So we're gonna go ahead and reframe everything, get things set up. I'm gonna use this pan on my stove and we'll get started. All right, so the first thing that we were doing is we need to get our pan. You don't put any oil or anything in it. The instructions say to get it smoky hot. It's really difficult to see it smoke, but you can kind of smell it. So you're gonna do this over high heat. It'll take you about 1 minute to 2 minutes to get it to the right temperature. Turn off the heat, remove it from the heat, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our pine nuts, and you're gonna shake them every 2 to 3 seconds to keep them from burning. And your goal is to toast these and get them a nice light golden brown color. And once you get them toasted, you're gonna remove them to, I have a paper plate that I'm putting them onto, but you wanna set them aside to cool. So we'll be back in just a moment. All right, so next, now that we've got our pine nuts toasted and out of here, we're gonna give a good splash of oil in here. That's a generous, healthy dose of oil. We want to heat our oil, and then we are going to work on, it says caramelize. It doesn't mean caramelize the same way as we think of caramelize, because that would take an hour, and this recipe does not take that long. So we're going to dump our minced onion in here, and we are going to cook said onion, saute it basically over medium heat. And this is the fish for later today. Trying to thaw it. All right. So basically, we're just gonna, cook this up and brown it gently, and then we will come back with the rest of the stuff that gets thrown into this particular pan. Alrighty, so next up, we are going to let's see, rice, parsley, dill, and zest, lemon zest. And we're going to stir this with a wooden spatula. It actually specifically says to do this with a wooden spatula. And then what we're going to do is we are going to just cover this with water. So that's about 2 cups of water. And We're gonna let this go ahead and sit and absorb the water. And then once that happens, we'll remove it from the heat, mix in the pine nuts, and season with salt and pepper. So we'll come back in a little bit and do all of that. Okay, so this is finished here. So we're gonna take that off the heat. And now at this point, we add in our pine nuts and season this with salt and pepper. And then we're gonna mix this, stir this around to get everything mixed together. The next thing you're gonna do is you are going to drain your vine leaves in a colander, and then we're gonna add a few to the pot that we're gonna actually end up putting these into. But we're gonna go ahead and reframe everything because the rest of this stuff can be done while we're sitting down at the table. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do here is you want to make sure that you layer some grape leaves at the bottom of your medium-size-ish pot. Then you're going to take a leaf and put it on your work surface with the vein side down, the flat side up. And this recipe wants you to use a generous teaspoon of filling and put it right in the center. I'm gonna actually get a little bit more. Now, it also says that you don't wanna roll this too tightly because the rice is going to expand. So, you fold it upwards, like that, and then fold in the left, or the right. I know my left from my right, and the left, and just roll it. Once you get it rolled, then you're gonna make like a cross in the bottom of your pan, and then start to fill in after the cross is made. So, if that makes sense. I'll show you, don't worry. So you take about a generous teaspoon, it says. I'm using about 1.5 teaspoons because these grape leaves are really big. And you fold up, then fold in the right, fold in the left, and roll. And put them into your pot. So I'm gonna keep doing this. This recipe says it makes about 33 of these, and we'll come back once we have them all rolled so you can see how to do it. Okay, so as you can see, we have filled our pot here with the wrapped grape leaves. So at this point, what you're gonna do is you are going to put water in here to lightly cover them. That should be sufficient. And you're gonna use your 7 tablespoons of olive oil in here as well. So I'm just gonna pour that in here. Now, you wanna use a plate if you have one. I don't, so I'm using this lid, and that's gonna keep these down while you simmer them. And you're going to cover this halfway with your lid. This goes to a medium heat and simmers for 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, so it has been about 25 minutes or so. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out our plate and set that to the side. And we have whisked together our lemon juice and corn starch. So we're going to pour that in here like so. And then you're going to take your pot and just kind of, it's always hair. You're going to try to get that to swirl around and mix in and everything. And then you're going to keep this on the heat and let it simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then take it down and let it cool. So we'll be back in just a little bit. All right, so we have finished making the dolmas. This is one of many that are still back there cooling off. We're working on the fish dish to go with the rest of dinner. And then this is like a little appetizer thing I made over here. It's like a watermelon cube with like salad in it. It's cucumber, mint, cilantro, and onion. So should be pretty tasty. So let's go ahead and cut this open. Normally I just pop the whole thing in my mouth, but there we have it. So pop half of it in my mouth. I think I got too much salt in it, but it's okay because they're really, really good. So it's a little salty, but it's still very good. The flavor is there and all of that stuff. And I'm gonna try one of these because I've been wanting to make this for like a week. That is a unique flavor. It is not bad. It is just a unique flavor. Definitely a savory and sweet mixture that's really, really tasty. So these are nice and refreshing. So anyway, that was today's video. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Just leave me a comment either way. Let me know. Let me know how you make dolmades, if you make them.
Or how you pronounce them.
Or how to pronounce them even. I'm open. So yeah. So thanks you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I will be back on schedule. I don't seem to be sick anymore, so here's hoping. Check out my blog posts either at kwos-food.com or over at patreon.com/kwos. If you're over there, go ahead and maybe kick me some cash or something like that, because I do actually do videos once a month for my patrons. I don't have one yet this month because I've been sick, but that should be changing very soon. So thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.